What's up guys, it's your boy Onel here, back with another FIFA Mobile video. This time we're doing a discussion video in which we will address some issues. We're discussing about the recent FIFA Mobile changes, about what happened in the past 2-3 weeks, about your complaints and some of my complaints as well. But I will talk about them, seeing both sides, seeing the developer side and also seeing the player's side. The issues that I will address in this video are pay-to-play versus free-to-play, the gap getting bigger. Second issue, offers getting worse, $1, $5, $50, $100, etc. Market issues, no real playable event at the moment. I will also talk about the FIFA Mobile developers' mistakes. I will talk about some players thinking mistakes. And of course, in the end, I will address some specific questions that you asked me in the community tab. Before I will address these issues, guys, I just want to tell you that I'm in no way affiliated with FIFA Mobile. I don't get sponsored by them. I never had any interaction with any of their developers. What I will tell you right now is just my humble opinion with arguments, of course. So let's get into it. Pay-to-play versus free-to-play. The gap getting bigger. First of all, I would like to talk about the bigger picture and what is actually FIFA Mobile. Well, obviously it's a game developed by EA Games, but a very important thing is that it is a free game. You don't have to pay to get it. It's available for everybody and it's also a very developed game. So basically the costs of producing this game are pretty high. Now, the purpose of this game for the developers, it's simple. To make money, is to make profit. Now, how can they profit if they don't charge people for the game, if it's free? Well, the last season they did it only through FIFA points, and to be honest, I don't know if the game was profitable last season. Even if it was for a small percent, since you can buy packs with coins, etc, etc. Now this season we're seeing a much more profit-oriented approach. In my opinion, this more profit-oriented approach is normal, and every company wishes to make as much money as possible with keeping players happy. This is the most important thing, keeping players happy. Now, lots of the people complaining about the recent changes have the argument that the gap between free-to-play and pay-to-play is getting bigger. And that is true to some extent. But let's think about the whole scheme, guys. If pay-to-play and free-to-play players would be at close or the same level, then nobody would pay money to have advantages, which means the game would not be profitable, which in the end results in bankruptcy and the game wouldn't exist anymore. So it's absolutely necessary that pay-to-play players have these advantages so that the game could continue to grow and exist. Now, the recent attack mode changes give more rewards to the pay-to-play players, which is, as I said, is absolutely normal for the game to exist. And let's be honest, the gap, even if it might get bigger, it doesn't influence the outcome. Before these changes, pay-to-play players had a big advantage already on the free-to-play players, and they won, and they could have won every match against them. The only difference is the score might get a bit bigger now, but it's the same result. The pay-to-play player wins, which, as I said, it's absolutely necessary for the pay-to players to continue paying and for the game to exist. Another thing that people worry about is offers getting worse. We had the end of an era reward. For $1 we got so many crazy rewards which everybody was happy about. After that we've seen $5, $10, $50, even $100 offers or more. Now, what I have to say about the fear that things will get worse and that the offers will keep getting worse and worse is this. If this will happen, right? If offers getting worse, people will eventually quit the game. Now, if the people will quit the game will go bankrupt in the end. A game cannot have only pay-to-play players, guys, because those pay-to-play players need to have an advantage over some other players. Otherwise, they wouldn't play the game. They pay money for that exact thing, to have an advantage over others. If that wouldn't happen, they would quit the game and the game would go bankrupt. Now, if this happens, if offers are getting worse, EA is such a big company that obviously they will change their strategy so that people get back to playing the game as before, or even better. Also, we should be aware of the fact that offers are kinda new, and when something is new, with all the info you possess, you need to test things out, and that's what I think they did. They tested $1 offer, they tested 3, 5, 10, 50 and whatever. They will continue to test offers until they get the right formula, the right balance between making as much money as possible without people quitting the game. Now, let's talk a bit about the market issues, because I know lots of you are really upset, and while I am in a very tough spot myself, I understand completely the situation. I say that I'm in a tough spot because all my investments, guys, are Lunar players. I used to have like 150 millions invested, and I hoped I would have like 300 millions after I sell them, but unfortunately the price went so much down that I'm happy if I have like 50 millions at the moment. But that's not the point, because I know the prices will go back up. It's just that we're losing time, and as I said, my explanation for this is that it's normal for the market to crash when we have St. Patrick Day 500k coins packs. This market crash is only a bad thing because we all invested our coins in Lunar players. If we had coins at the moment, this would be like the greatest thing ever, when you could invest at such a low price. Actually, I'm pretty sure some of you see this crash as a really great thing since they have coins to invest, but the majority already invested in Lunar players, which was a good thing to do at the moment. Unfortunately, this market crash came so close after the investment in Lunar players that those prices went down. It's unfortunate for the guys that invested in Lunar players, including myself, but we cannot be mad at that. That's how market works, and it's normal, guys. As I said, if we had money, we would invest in this market crash. One more thing that I want to say here is that if you really want to compare with last season, remember that last season there was no such thing as market ups, like market recovery, and you could not make too many coins, if any, right? This year is so much easier to make coins through trading. So, regarding the market issues, any issue you have with the current market situation, it's just what it is, a market situation. If you would have coins at the moment, you'd be the most happy guy in the game. So try to see the bigger picture and not take this personal. Now let's go ahead and talk about the FIFA Mobile developers' mistakes that I think are causing for this hate train to be even bigger, and what I think they should do in the future so that this hate train should be avoided. First of all, too many pack-only events one after another. This doesn't look good, and I'm not sure if this is just because some of the changes haven't been scheduled on time. Like, let's say SBC still didn't drop, even though one of their game changers, Tobias, made a video about SBCs, right? That happened like more than 1 week ago, and the SBC still didn't drop. To make things worse, they dropped Record Breakers packs again. They dropped St. Patrick, which is a pack only event again, which I think is dope since it has only unlimited coin packs, but at the same time we have to be aware it is not profitable to play it. Also, they have a really poor communication of delays. I mean, when you do say something will happen and it doesn't happen when you say it will, at least tell people about the delay. Make a Q&A live, I don't know. Some of the developers, Tom Kalefi or I don't even know others to be honest, or AMT, make a Q&A, guys, live, addressing the issues. That's a suggestion, right? Also, they didn't think about the campaign's consequences on the reset attack mode. This issue needs to be addressed immediately, and they should change this some way or another. Maybe make the requirements lower, or just don't make them at all, like division necessary requirements. Now, regarding the no playable event at the moment, I agree with it. This is an issue, but at the same time, guys, we have to understand in developing a game could be some delays. Problem is that those delays are not communicated to players. I appreciate the fact that they changed attack mode, that it has no longer camping. Sure, it needs to be tweaked, but I appreciate the fact that they introduced much better rewards. Maybe you need to get a bit more on a win. Maybe let's say you get 1 skill boost or 2 skill boosts for every win. That would be a dope one. You get coins and skill boosts for every win. You don't need to get those tokens, guys. because at the end of the month you'll still be able to get all the rewards if you play 5 matches per day, so that doesn't really matter. But I would like to get more rewards than just coins from every attack mode win. Referring to the no playable event at the moment, you should have patience. This is a fairly new game, guys. This is a brand new game this season, and things take time before you implement. SBCs has such a great potential if they are done right. So even though I invested in players that went down at the moment, like Selke, I invested in him just for SBCs, I'm not mad because SBCs have such a great potential that when they will drop, they could be a really nice game mode. Regarding the tournament disappearing and stuff, I'm glad that they decided to take it away and introduce it in a different format, just because we as a community didn't like how it was the second time. We liked how it was the first time, but for some reason they changed that up. I don't know why that is. But after the changes, it was really bad for players. So I'm glad that now they're introducing a new type of format. Let's see how that goes. And with SBCs dropping, with new tournament format, I think we should have plenty of events and things to do in the game. Regarding the icon situation, guys, they announced on Twitter that there will be no new icons in the old format, so you'll need SBCs for the new icons. Which means that icons won't drop until SBCs will drop, so there's no need to expect icons if we already know we won't get them until SBCs will drop. But then again, not too many people follow EA developers on Twitter, and maybe it would have been better to see that image when we start the game. Like, see the message when the first Saturday when icons were supposed to drop. So yeah guys, I hope I addressed some of your specific questions in what I talked about earlier. If you have any other questions or where you feel I was wrong in some way or another, just leave it down below. I will make sure to respond to your comment. As I said, I have no interaction with EA developers, with EA staff. I'm just more understanding of their situation, and I see easier the bigger picture, guys. So yeah guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.